Canto 27, Seventh Terrace continued. The angel, beatitude, the pilgrim's fear overcome, through the fire, an angel, erasure, climb. Night on the stairway, the dream of Leah. Dawn, climb, the pilgrim crowned and mitred. As when he shoots the first rays to where his maker bled, when Ebro falls beneath high Libra, and the waves of Ganges are scorched by noon, so stood the sun, and thus day was fading, when the glad angel of God appeared to us. He was standing outside the flame, on the bank, and he was singing, Beati mundo corde, with a voice much more alive than ours. Then, you go no further, holy souls, unless the fire bites first. Enter into it, and be not deaf to the singing over there, he said to us as we came near. And when I heard him, I became like one placed in the grave. Over my clasped hands I stretched forward, staring at the fire, and vividly imagining human bodies I had in the past seen burning. My good guides turned toward me, and Virgil said to me, my son, here there can be torment, but not death. Remember, remember, and if I guided you safely upon Geryon, what will I do here, closer to God? Believe it certain that if you stayed within the womb of this flame for a good 1,000 years, it could not make you bald by one hair. And if you perhaps believe I am deceiving you, approach it and reassure yourself with your own hands in the edge of your robe. Lay aside now, lay aside every fear, turn this way and come, enter confidently. And I being still fixed and against conscience. When he saw me still standing fixed and rigid, a little perturbed, he said, now see, son, between Beatrice and you is this wall. Is it the name of Thisbe? Pyramus opened his eyelids on the point of death and gazed at her. Then, when the mulberry turned crimson, so my rigor softening, I turned to my wise leader, hearing the name that burgeons always in my memory. And he shook his head and said, well, do we want to stay on this side? And he smiled as one does at a little boy who is won over by an apple. Then ahead of me he put himself in the fire, begging Statius to come after, who for a long way had divided us. As soon as I was within, I would have thrown myself into boiling glass to be cooled, so without measure was the burning there. My sweet father, to strengthen me, walk ever speaking of Beatrice, saying, already I seem to see her eyes. A voice was guiding us that was singing on the other side, and, ever intent upon it, we came forth where we could ascend. Venite benedicti patris mei sounded within a light that was there, so bright that it vanquished me, and I could not look at it. The sun departs, it added, and evening comes. Do not stop, but hasten your step, while the west has not gone dark. The path mounted straight ahead within the rock, so that I cut the rays of the sun in front of me, for it was already setting. And we sampled but few steps before my sages and I perceived, by my shadows disappearing, that the sun had set behind us. And before the horizon and all its immense regions had become of one appearance, and night had assumed all its dispensation, each of us made his bed on a step, for the nature of the mountain had broken our power to climb further, and our delight in it. As the she-goats are still and tame as they ruminate, though they were swift and wild on the hilltops before having fed, silent in the shade while the sun burns, guarded by the goatherd, who leans on his staff and provides them with rest, and as the shepherd who dwells outdoors spends the night resting alongside his flock, taking care that no wild beasts disperse them, so were all three of us then, I like a she-goat, they like shepherds, enclosed on this side, and that by the high rock. Little could be seen there of outside things, but by that little I saw the stars brighter and larger than their custom. Thus ruminating and gazing at them, sleep took me, sleep that often, before the event comes, knows the news. At the hour, I believe, when from the east Cytherea first shone on the mountain, she who seems always aflame with the fire of love. In dream I seemed to see a lady, young and beautiful, walking in a meadow gathering flowers, and singing she said, "Whoever asks my name, let him know that I myself am Leia." And I go moving my lovely hands about in order to make myself a garland. To please myself with the mirror I here adorn myself, but my sister Rachel is never distracted from her looking-glass, and sits there all day long. She is as desirous to see her lovely eyes as I am to adorn myself with my hands. Seeing satisfies her, doing satisfies me. And already, because of the splendors preceding dawn, which rise the more welcome to pilgrims, as, returning, they sleep less far from home, the shadows were fleeing on every side, and my sleep with them. Therefore I rose up, seeing my great masters already risen. That sweet apple which the zeal of mortals goes seeking along so many branches, today will bring peace to your hungers. Virgil used toward me these very words, and never were there gifts that were equal in pleasure to them. So much did desire upon desire grow in me to be above, that at every step I felt my wings grow for flight. When the stairway was all below us, quickly climbed, and we were on the uppermost step, Virgil fixed his eyes on me and said, "The temporal fire and the eternal have you seen, my son, and you have come to a place where I by myself discern no further. I have drawn you here with wit and with art. Your own pleasure now take as leader. You are beyond the steep ways, beyond the narrow. See the sun that shines on your brow. See the grasses, the flowers, and the bushes that here the earth brings forth of itself alone. Until the lovely eyes arrive in their gladness, which weeping made me come to you, you can sit and you can walk among them. No longer await any word or sign from me. Free, upright, and whole is your will, and it will be a fault not to act according to its intent. Therefore you, over yourself I crown and mitre."